Tonight, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the Tennessee Titans.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Well, the Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Throwing to start here is Tua. This is to the former Titan, Jonnu Smith. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. You talk about this Titan defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Tua going to throw. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua going for it all. And that is incomplete. The Dolphins at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Touchdown Dolphins. Jonnu Smith. His first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when a knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. So here are the Titans ready to go on offense for the first time. And it's Will Levis, the 25-year-old at quarterback in his 2nd season out of Kentucky.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
1st and 10, it's Levis. Short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And here's a give to Spears. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Second and 10. Here's Levis. That one's taken in by Spears. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Play action now. Levis. Oh, and that is incomplete. You talk about this Miami defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in?
Oh, he sheds himself free. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another 1st down.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 34. Hand off to Spears. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Give the tackle to Anthony Walker. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Here's Spears on 2nd down. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now. Titans in possession of the football. They've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Levis on 3rd down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. Folk's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. Tua now on 1st down. They complete it to Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
And ever since Tyreek Hill arrived in Miami, he's somehow taken his game to new heights. He's eclipsed the 1,700-yard mark in each of the last 2 years, and at one point last season, it seemed that he was destined to be the first wide receiver to total 2,000 receiving yards in a single season. He's truly a special talent that has become the focal point of arguably the most explosive offense in the NFL.
Play action, now it's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
And the explosiveness is back. Remember him as a pass rusher pre-knee injury? He looks like his old self. 9.5 sacks over the final 12 games of 2023.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Tua. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On play action, here's Tua. This to the sideline and incomplete. Nearly intercepted, in fact, but he couldn't hang on. 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Oh, it's a wobbler here. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again. And I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Levis looking to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
On 3rd down, here's Spears. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Harold Landry able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Tua now on first down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards, the final tally. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. They'll run the draw with Mostert. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
That's to the new Dolphin. It's Odell Beckham Jr. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 18. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Looking to pass. Tua. It's caught. Smith. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Mostert. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the visiting Rams who come in and get the victory on the road. Matthew Stafford, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington Commanders. Austin Eckler, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Levis to throw it. Caught left side, Hopkins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. The Spears with another carry. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the gun to give to Spears. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's a run by Spears. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. That is caught, and he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Levis now on 1st and 10. He gets this one to Boyd. And out of bounds right around the 20. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Levis back to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defensive coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Folk's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. From the gun, it's Tua. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively. Here's a 2nd and 5. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 27-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Back to the air on 2nd down, Tagovailoa. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and two-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. They'll start on the ground with Spears. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Levis. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And now a run with Spears. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk.
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Titans. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with it. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there. Let him go get it.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Levis will try to throw for the 2. And that's caught at the 2. But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. And the failure to convert and tie the game, now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a give to Mostert running right. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run right side with Mostert. And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. A run with Mostert up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he is going to have a Miami 1st down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I can be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They hand it off to Mostert. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4. Sanders on for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So Levis and the Titans now down by 9. 45 seconds remaining. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Levis. Complete to Boyd. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Levis in trouble, down he goes. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
an absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Dolphins, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they'll sink now to 0-4. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.